Hey, Christoph here, and thanks so much for selecting me to do another reading for you. Nice to see you again. In this video, we're going to be doing a one question, 5 card reading. Now, based on what you have written here, of course, I did read through everything prior to starting the recording of this video. Really, the best way to answer your question about the future of your love life is just to do a general reading. We'll take a look at the near future, which usually the near future is in and around a 6-month time frame, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. That's what we're going to be doing in this reading. Thanks so much for providing me with your name and birth date. That will help me to connect to your energy even more. But do note, for your privacy, I will not be saying your name or revealing your birth date in this video. Let's get started with this one. Of course, my name is Christoph. I consider myself a guide, and my goal here is to read these cards as honestly and as accurately as I can in order to give you the information that you need to make those decisions necessary to move your life forward in a positive direction. So you say here that you don't have a question, but you want to know about your love life, whatever I can sense. Now, do note this is just a one question reading. We're only going to be taking a look at the near future with this one. The best way to get the best answers is to ask specific questions. The more specific the question, the more specific the answers, the more details the answers tend to be. Do note general readings are fine, but we're only going to take a general look at things over the next 5 to 6 months or so. We're only going to be pulling 5 cards for this. I'm going to do my absolute best for this, but let's see what comes through the cards. Here we go. We're taking a look at the near future of your love life. Of course, the way that this is going to work, I'm going to flip each card over one at a time, okay? With each card I flip over, I'm going to give you a brief description of each individual card, and then once all 5 cards have been flipped over, I'll tell you what all the cards are saying together. Of course, we're looking at the near future of your love life. That's probably around 6 months or so, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Let's see what comes through the cards. Here we go. The first card that we have here is the Fool. The Fool represents jumping into something without fully thinking things through. So this represents decisions, maybe decisions that are made too quickly. Do keep this in mind. This could represent maybe something that you may have done in the past, maybe making a decision to move in a specific direction too quickly. This could also represent decisions that you might be making now, or decisions that you might be making very soon. Do note if a relationship presents itself and you feel the need to jump into it 100% all at once, this is kind of a warning to really take a look at everything and don't make decisions quickly. Take your time with decision making. Okay, let's keep going. The next card that we have here is Temperance. Temperance actually is a great card. It usually represents balance or finding balance. This card doesn't specifically talk about relationships or love life, but it does talk about you kind of reaching a good place of balance, a place of balance within yourself. Okay, maybe a place of balance emotionally, maybe being able to kind of sort things through and start to feel good about yourself, starting to feel good about the future. The next card that we have here is Strength. Okay, so what we're seeing here, at least within the first half of this reading, it's very much talking about you kind of finding a place of balance, becoming stronger as a person, maybe kind of healing from previous decisions and mistakes. The interesting part about this is that the Fool card definitely talks about a decision that you made previously. If this Fool card was representing a decision that you were making soon, we wouldn't get the Temperance card, which represents balance. We wouldn't get the Strength card, which represents you being stronger, making better choices and decisions. So the Fool card definitely represents a decision that you made maybe too quickly, too brashly. But because of that decision, things that you've managed to be able to kind of balance things a little bit more off in your life. You're stronger, because of this time you've had away from whatever that decision was. Let's keep going. The next card that we have here, this is a great one. This is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups represents high levels of achievement in the future and also pride over what you're going to be achieving. This represents something good happening in the future, something so good that you feel pride over making that choice and decision. And of course, the last card, which could set the tone for this entire reading, and we have the Seven of Cups. I'm here's what we're seeing here. We're seeing, of course, we're talking about love life. Okay. Now, something that I want to kind of clarify here. When I deliver a reading, when I record a reading, deliver a reading, I send it. I never watch it again. When I'm doing these readings, I'm connecting to your energy. I'm connecting to other energies kind of out in the universe, and the cards are connecting to these things as well. Oftentimes it's like the words are falling out of my mouth. I'm describing what the cards are showing, and I don't have a great memory. Okay, my memory's pretty bad. So after a reading, and especially after doing maybe like another 10 or 15 readings, it's hard for me to remember what I said and what. But from what I can see here, because you're asking about love and relationships, there's a love and a relationship decision. There's something that you kind of jumped into or jumped out of maybe a little bit too quickly without knowing really the full consequences of what you were doing. But after you kind of maybe jumped in or out of a relationship, I think this is probably jumping out of a relationship. Since then, you've had the time to really think things through, to become stronger as a person, to prepare and be truly ready. Okay, those feelings and emotions within yourself kind of moving forward. And past this point, okay, I feel like this is kind of talking about the past. This is talking about the work that you're doing right now to kind of get yourself in a better place emotionally, a better place mentally, better prepared for the real thing, a real relationship. Like, this feels like the past. This feels like now, and maybe a little bit more into the future. But then eventually, you know, as we get kind of further down the line, you're going to reach a point where you're going to be ready to kind of jump out there and make opportunities come in. And our last card here basically says that you have a tremendous amount of potential partners and opportunities out there. Each one of these cups represents a potential relationship waiting for you out there right now. So the key thing here, I guess, moving forward is, yes, plenty of opportunities to find other relationships to move forward. You're going to be making decisions really soon that you're going to be really proud of in regards to relationship. But right now, what's happening is that healing process, kind of balancing out your feelings and emotions, preparing to kind of jump back out there. Now, you don't want to make a similar mistake to what you did before, jumping into something too soon or jumping out of a relationship too soon. And do note, when you jump into that next relationship, make sure that you evaluate that person and that relationship really clearly before you commit to it, you know, fully. You know, take your time. You don't have to be in a rush. You don't have to be in a hurry to achieve something specific by a specific day and time. But yeah, that healing process, that's what you're in right now. You're probably going to be in this healing process, kind of figuring out yourself, you know, healing from whatever previous trauma may have occurred before. And, you know, this healing process may continue for, you know, another 3 or 4 months. Kind of after that, you're probably going to start putting yourself back out there, and you're going to soon discover that there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of potential partners out there for you. Don't jump into the first relationship that comes along, okay? You know, make sure to carefully evaluate everybody that you consider for a relationship in the future. There's a ton of potential partners out there for you, just so much. The opportunity is there, but you know, you want to carefully evaluate each person, each opportunity. If you're feeling weird vibes about that person, if that person isn't perfect, move on, kind of move on, and try something else. I do feel that ideal partner is out there, that supportive, loving energy that you deserve to have. You know, you shouldn't be feeling like anxiety or anything like this when you're in a relationship. You know, you feeling anxiety, being worried about a potential relationship could be based on the fact that maybe you're not ready, or it could be based on the fact that the energy that you're getting from that partner isn't the right kind of energy, or you're not paying attention to that. So definitely pay close attention to how you feel. You know, it's better to leave a relationship earlier than to stay in a relationship longer than it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be as difficult as what it has been for you in the past. I do think this healing process that you're in right now is going to help you a lot. And you're on that journey to find that perfect relationship in the near future, okay? That's all I'm seeing here right now in this reading. So because this is kind of like, we're looking at like 6 months, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, it seems like there's quite a bit more healing that needs to be done within the next little while. And it looks like you're going to start your search probably more towards the end, maybe more towards the 5 or 6 month mark, maybe 4 to 6 months. Let's give it, let's based on the position of these cards. But it doesn't seem like you're going to find that serious commitment, that serious relationship, you know, until kind of later toward the end of the 6 month mark. We didn't get a card that said you would be in a relationship, but we did get a card talking about, you know, you healing from previous relationships and, you know, what you've gone through in the past. And we got 2 cards here that talks about you kind of going out there and looking, but not finding that ideal partner, at least not within the the 6 month mark, but you are putting in effort to find that partner within the maybe like the 4 to 6 month mark here, and then you'll find them eventually, but not within the time frame of this reading. So probably past the 6 month mark or further along. Okay, that's all I'm seeing here in the cards for you for this reading. Thanks so much for selecting me to do this, and of course know that I'm here for you on Fiverr anytime you feel like another reading. Thanks so much.